All right, well, welcome to the Tape It. All right, well, welcome to the Tape It Till You Make It podcast.
Oh, that's in. That's it. That's our intro.
Yeah, whatever.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tape It Till You Make It. I am Taylor Livingston, Customer Success Manager here at Noravera Visuals. Thank you so much for joining us again for another episode. Today, we have a special guest for everyone and a very special guest for me. It is my one and only older brother, Geoffrey Livingston, the CEO here at Noravera Visuals, who has brought me onto the company earlier this year. And even though it's just been a few months that I've been at the company, I've been watching it grow year over year and just seeing really amazing culture that's been coming here and that's been coming in here. And it's been a real honor to be able to work next to my best friend and my big brother and make some magic happen here. So welcome, Geoff. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Happy to be here. Thanks for, stoked to be able to have you here and have you on the team. That's awesome.
It's very cool that we are sitting here at the Noravera Visuals podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we, we're definitely rocking our summer gear here.
Yeah, it is hot.
A Vancouver podcast, we must start with some weather as things are happening here in Vancouver, I believe. And Geoff actually hit me with a really amazing fact earlier about one of the hottest places in Canada.
Yeah, hottest place. Lytton, BC was in Fahrenheit, 118 Fahrenheit yesterday, and Vegas all-time temperature is 117. So it was hot.
Yes, hotter than Las Vegas on its hottest day. That is wild. So yes, not complaining, just an observation. We're not hot at all here as we sit in our flip-flops.
I like it. It's fun.
Great. Awesome.
Bring the desert to us.
Yeah. We have one more day of the heat wave, and then things should be getting back down to about 25 or something here. And it definitely feels like summer has arrived. And it's been nice to be able to enjoy some sunshine. I'm fortunate to have a pool at the moment, which really has kept things a lot cooler in the later evenings. One more month, and then off to who knows where. But that's future Taylor's problem. Yeah, but today we are going to be having a chat about something that is obviously a big part of my brother's life and now a part of my life as well. And it's really just a bit about the Noravera story. And I think this will be some great insight for those that are just looking to learn a little more about Noravera and where we came from and where we're headed to. But also for those of you that are working in similar space and considering the idea of starting up your own video production or just your own business in general. I hope that you'll be able to get some nice insight here. I know my brother, studied and graduated with a degree in marketing management, business entrepreneurship at BCIT, and I actually followed suit and went on and did my diploma doing the entrepreneurship program as well. So it's something that has interested us both, and it's been really amazing just to see my brother go from working out of our basement when he was 14 years old, making mountain bike videos to the
Basement Productions.
Basement Productions. I think he should have kept the name Noravera Visuals. I don't know if it has the same hit, if it has the same effect as Basement Productions. Who doesn't want to work with that? But
sounds a little more above board. So.
Yeah. So maybe if you wanted to just kind of start us off. I know that we've kind of mentioned where it all began in the basement of our house in North Vancouver. Making mountain bike films, but what really led you to pick up a camera and start filming, you think?
I don't exactly know what first interested me in it. I remember Dad always saying, you're always more interested in the commercials than you are the actual shows. But I think it was just, it was fun to film people doing things and us riding bikes, our friends riding bikes, riding little mini bikes, jumping off stunts and just having fun and capturing it. And I remember Geoff Schwagler, he gave me my first editing program in grade 8. It might have been pirated. I don't quite remember. But
that means it was pirated.
But just started editing and just started putting music on top of the things that we were filming, and just to be able to capture something and create something that no one else was capable of doing. It was just having a lot of fun with it. And I was definitely a bit of a loner in high school, and sitting in the basement just editing and spending hours after hours after hours just sitting on the computer making videos. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I think with all of our teenage angst that we have, it was probably a bit of a creative outlet for you as well, where
absolutely.
you were able to just kind of make art and be able to share it with people. And a great way to show people what your passions are and what you were all about.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's looking back, and I've thought about it over the last like few months as to like why I still love doing this and why we do what we do. And it's being able to create those memories and capture those memories, and it's something that will live on forever if you store it properly. I didn't do that with our old stuff. And I had hard drives crash and all that, which was a major bummer. But it's just like, yeah, being able to film people doing things that they're passionate about and tell stories, and be able to have them share that with their friends and family and pass that down for generations. It's pretty cool skill and talent that the team has, and what we're able to do, for sure. And that's why I still love it.
Yeah. And I think, just on the idea of making memories that last, photography, like taking photos is a really powerful way, but there's just something that just captures more of the moment, doesn't it, with video? It really is able to just accomplish it all and tell a whole story.
For sure. It's now have two little daughters, and we bought a bassinet off another dad, and he said, like, you're going to be taking a ton of photos, and we've taken like so many photos, it's crazy. But he's like, make sure to film, because photos, you get that expression and that, like, you remember that time, but you don't remember the laughs and the sounds and the noises that come out of your kids. And I was just that is a super good point. And it's such we've been made sure to film a lot since then. And it's neat. It's like Oz and I, we want to capture things and speak to each other like this and talk to our kids, and so they get to see who we were at this age. Like, I can't imagine like our mom and dad like 30 years ago to see what they were like. Yes, we see images and all that, but who knows what their personality was like and how things have changed over the years.
That. Yeah, that'd be wild to see, just them sitting here on a podcast or doing an interview and just seeing what their demeanor is and how they present themselves. Because there's so much more to be said. Yeah, I actually dating apps. I just read an article the other day, and they're changing everything, where now they're really encouraging people to put videos up. Yeah. Just because people are getting catfished left and right with pictures. Totally. And you can kind of hide behind the camera, but when you start to talk and when you're making eye contact in certain ways, it just shows so much more of a person. Absolutely. That's why I think TikTok is like such a great app. It really breaks down that perfection, and it just like, they've almost forced creativity to get that engagement with people. And it's like, people are funny. It's like, it's great to have that outlet, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, one thing you mentioned earlier was that Dad used to say that when you were watching TV, you were more interested in the commercials than you were in the actual show that was going on. And I don't think that it was like paid. It wasn't like paid commercials that you were doing to get started. So I'm just kind of curious where you started doing paid gigs. What was the avenue? Paid work started, I guess, like doing weddings. It was the wedding era, eh? It was the wedding era. Our longtime friend Megan Morrison, I went down to her dad's place in Washington, and I filmed a wedding that he had at their venue, and I went down and started editing some other things, and that was probably the first paid work that I did. I'm surprised I remember that right now, actually. And then I got into filming some nightclub stuff with Colin Bazant, who we rented some desks out of his office. That's where Noravera first started. It was just filming nightclub events and filming DJs and just like getting out there. And it was like $200, $300 here and there. I was like, this is awesome. And then I went to Cap University or Cap College at the time.
I guess filming with Colin, all that was even after that. But I went to Cap College for a couple of years doing interactive design. Got out of that, worked for RIP TV. They were an action sports online television network where I was doing editing and filming, got to film Red Bull Evolution, I think it was called, like a BMX event at the time. And I was just like, I was in heaven. It was a dream job filming.
Oh, I remember RIP TV.
Ryan
I came in a few
Nyquist
times.
and all those guys. And yeah, it was awesome. And then, yeah, they were a startup, and it was trying to compete with YouTube at the time and being the go-to place for online action sports news. And they ended up running out of money, and like I was like, hey, this is pretty cool to like see a business run from the ground up. And Dad having his own business, it just like, I think I've always been interested in the business side of things, and went back to BCIT and did entrepreneurship diploma, and then went on to do my degree there. And that's when I started filming weddings, like during the summer, and just Brian and I went at it like hard.
So would you recommend filming weddings to kind of level up your skills as a videographer?
Weddings is a great way to start. You develop those personalities and that relationship of jumping into people's most stressful day of their lives, or one of them at the beginning. And you just got to be quick on your feet. You got to be kind of flying the wall, not being in the way, but you got to make sure to capture as much as you can.
Oh, I can imagine.
The photography, it's like you got that one special photo, that special moment, you're great. It's like video, you miss that one moment, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, filming weddings is a tricky thing, but it's filming close to 100 of them. You definitely learn when you need to be certain places and what to capture and all that. So
I guess there's so much that's out of your control there, and especially I'm sure like with nightclubs and DJ shows and things, really like that run gun kind of style. You got to kind of be always moving around. Like you said, it's like with photography, you're not missing the vows or something as long as you get one photo.
We were filming like DSLRs back in the day. Like Brian Nice, I swear we developed like telepathy, and we were just like, all right, you don't move your camera. I'm going to stop recording. Okay, stop. Because the cameras only had like 20 minutes or 30 minutes runtime. So if it was an hour-long ceremony, we had to move and make sure that one of the cameras was at least rolling to be able to capture that. And we didn't have monitored audio or anything like that. We just threw the lav mic on the groom and just like hoped. And we never missed the audio once. It was
really,
like, yeah, it was pretty
crazy.
crazy.
And you think you did over 100 weddings?
Brian did over 100 weddings. I'm probably in the 80-90 range.
Wow.
So
yeah, that would definitely level up your skills. I can only imagine the expectations that clients would have, with it being one of the biggest days and for many the biggest day of their life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you get used to client management for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, Brian was always the one with more talent behind the camera, so he always went and filmed the bride, and I always filmed the groom, and everyone was always so nervous, and I was just like, what? Why is everyone so nervous? Like, this is like, it's not that big of a deal. And then when I got married, I was definitely nervous before, like I saw Osa for the first time. And so I was like, now I get it.
Yeah.
So it's a big day.
It is a big day. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really felt like from, a brother's perspective of watching you grow and kind of find your path and your direction. I know you mentioned that you always were interested in the business side of things, but I really feel like it was during your time at BCIT doing the entrepreneurship option that really like lit a fire in you, and you kind of came out like really feeling like you wanted to take Noravera to this. I guess Noravera wasn't even in. I
didn't even have the thought of Noravera at the time. I don't think.
What were you thinking when you were first graduating from BCIT?
I don't want to look for a job. No, I was wanting to like work for Red Bull, I think, or just like do something in like sports or just something in the creative space. And then I had mentor Colin McRae, and he was just super, super awesome guy. Really helped with just guiding me and like giving me the confidence to start something. And Brian and I were both 25, I think, when this all started, working out of like our parents' basements. And I was like, if we don't try this now, it's like he was in India, I was finishing school, we were getting asked to do work for like realtors and some other clients, and it's like, hey, if this is happening and we're not even like reaching out to people or doing any marketing or anything like that, it's like, let's give it a shot and see what happens. And it just continued to grow. I think we made like 30 grand or something our first year or something like that. It was just like not much, but when you're living for free at home, it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely great to be staying agile and keep keep yourself ready for a rainy day with getting a business started.
Yeah.
Did you have any blunders in your first year or anything that really you kind of were like a eureka moment where you were like, this is the time to keep moving forward? Or
it's not that I can think of top of mind. It was all just like organically kept going and growing. And it's like, I think my outlook and just like, I try to be as positive as possible all the time. And it's like, yeah, you mess up things sometimes and you fix it and you own up to it and you just communicate well and be like, hey, let's do it again, or let's keep going. But it's just, you try your best and show the people that you're working with that you're trying your best and you're still able to do it better than they are. So
yeah,
you just keep going forward. And I'm sure we've had a ton of little blips and blunders here and there. Nothing major, which has been great. That may be because we've maybe played it too cautious every once, like for the most part. But no, just starting out, you're starting with small projects like filming real estate and filming houses where there's no talent, there's no talking. It's just sliding a camera along a dolly and filming an empty space and then cutting it to music. And we definitely used some unlicensed music back in the day, and that came up a couple of years back, which was like, crap. But
oh no.
Yeah, but it was all good and all sorted. But there's just little things like that, and I think it's important to have those like stumbling blocks and little failures. It's how you learn.
Yeah, it's not really a failure as long as you're winning at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
As long as you're winning now. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna all continue to have blunders and failures, and it's all just a learning experience, isn't it?
We're all just winging it.
Absolutely. But I do remember there was like a distinctive moment when you and Brian had kind of put your foot down with no more weddings. Like, I know we don't do weddings anymore.
Yeah.
and why was that weddings were done? Was it just because you'd done so many, or was it just ready for some new excitement? Were you looking to tell more stories?
Yeah, like all those things. It was, it's a lot of work. It is a stressful day. It's often 2 days, like a weekend for the entire summer. So we wanted our summers back. You're showing up and just capturing something that's already pre-planned. So it does definitely get repetitive and very systematic as you're going.
Right.
Where we wanted to, get into like the opportunity to create and tell stories. And I love documentaries. I love talking to people, asking questions, and I'm very curious, I think, because it like helps me continue to learn and just like have more knowledge. So to be able to conduct interviews and film those types of videos, like when we're at the beginning, I love that. And weddings wasn't providing that.
Right.
So just wanting to create our own story, come up with cool concepts, and just kind of take it that way. It's like that was kind of the goal.
Nice.
And to be able to work year round is a big thing
year round.
too.
So weddings were basically just in the summer.
It was May through September, October, like in Vancouver. Just to get so miserable in the wintertime. No one, like, you want an outdoor wedding. Like that's how it works. So
really,
yeah,
interesting.
For
I
the
guess
most part.
more and more it's like that, at least.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Especially now.
Yeah, you get some like winter weddings and things, but you're not like to take photos. Like you usually want to go. We have such a beautiful city. You want to go out and explore, and you can like actually. I love rainy photos of weddings with like an umbrella. It's so different from that like harsh sunlight and everything. You can get some real unique shots.
Moody.
Yeah.
And something out of the norm, something different, which I know that we always try to accomplish here at Noravera.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, you obviously have come a long way. Founded Noravera back in 2012, and now we sit here in 2021, and we have another busy summer lined up, and busy enough that we've been able to bring me on, which is great, and hopefully I'll be able to bring some more work our way in some of the slower months, and just keep things moving along nicely. But Yeah, I mean, we're stationed here in Railtown. I think that we've moved to every office on the floor.
Everyone but one.
Everyone but one. So next year we'll be in the final office here in Railtown. But yeah, I mean, you've really built an amazing team, and I've been before I started, I actually was listening to the podcasts in order to get to know all of the employees here. But yeah, I'm just curious, like, how you go about finding such great groups of people. Or have people been referred into the company, or have you been interviewing lots of people?
We've been lucky. I think that speaks to our brand and just like who we kind of are. I think it's a big part of it. It's just, you kind of put it out there and you attract the right people. John, we hired him, found him on Craigslist, and he said a funny joke in his first email. We're like, hey, this guy seems pretty funny. Let's go meet with him. And the rest of the time, it's like we had Cal. He was our second hire, I guess. I knew him from baseball and just like growing up in North Van back in the day. And then, kind of just like word of mouth and referral, but just interviewing people and just getting that vibe. And it's like culture is big for us, to want to have a good time and enjoy what we do, work hard, and just like, be a good communicator, like always solutions oriented. And it's just, it's been a big part, but we just have brought on a new team member who's starting next week. And she's one of like 50 people that applied. So it's like, wow. we're definitely on
Craigslist.
Indeed this time. Yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't always recommend Craigslist for picking up new talent?
I can't bash Craigslist. We've had some good luck on there for sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of listeners that are like, what, you still use Craigslist? But Craigslist is totally a thing in Vancouver, and I don't think it is in very many places in Canada or in the world.
Yeah. I only use it for like looking for baby stuff now for the most part. But.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's great. Yeah. I mean, I think that what I've seen, and just from chatting with you throughout the years about different people and different roles and responsibilities, you seem to put a lot of trust in people. And so I know you mentioned a lot of different qualities, but something that I've noticed is a lot of self-starters that are on this team. And I think that's something that's super important in a smaller company. I think we have 10 employees.
Yeah, 11 now.
11 now.
Yeah.
Exciting. But yeah, I mean, you got to have people that are ready to kind of take on different roles and be ready to step up to the plate when different things need to get done.
Absolutely. It's like you're a small team, you're working with smaller budgets, you're always trying to get bigger budgets, but we're not sitting on like a ton of cash most of the time. So it's like, you always need to be solutions oriented and just, like, what can we do to work together as a team to improve and just make this better and create more opportunities for everyone to move forward and enjoy what they do for a living and create a life for themselves, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, that's how you kind of have to roll as a small company for sure.
Yeah. And I see a lot of transparency out of you. And I think that's like one of the most important traits in a CEO and in a leader. Is just to be transparent about what's happening, and you still are always confident, and we all are aware that there's going to be a paycheck for us.
Yeah.
But just letting us understand like exactly how big a project could be and what it means for the company and what it means for bonuses and different things. It's just like gets the team excited, and it really makes it feel like it's like we're all a part of it, and it's not just this leader that's taking all this money and then handing out just a little bit to the team.
Like I think, I don't know, it's my like ADHD brain or what it is that is like ramble on a lot of time, but it's like, I just like to talk and I like to, be transparent. Like I don't think about it as being transparent anyway. It's just like how I am and how I communicate. And it's so much easier than like hiding secrets from anyone. It's like, that only like, makes me not feel very good. So it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. Like, again, it's just like, I have the best guesstimate to move things forward and make decisions based on my past experiences and being connected in EO, working with other entrepreneurs and just trying to continue learning to make the right decisions to move the company forward. But it's like, I've never done it before, so I
Right.
don't have anything to like fall back on. It's just try to be aware of what's going on in the world and how to like assess what's going to happen with COVID and like all that. Is just like try to take in as much information as possible and make the best guess to how to do today and how to do tomorrow better. That's kind of how I've always gone with it.
So definitely has been an incredibly challenging year. I can only imagine with the pandemic taking place, and it's been amazing. You bounced a lot of ideas off of me, and I'm sure you bounced ideas off the team, and you've once again just shown transparency with, even probably at times just being a little unsure about how things are going to be moving forwards, but making sure that people knew that you're here to support them however you could.
Yeah.
And we've obviously made it out. I don't want to say obviously. I really, really hope we've made it out to the other side.
We're getting close.
We're getting close.
Keep those vaccinations coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's an exciting time because things are opening back up, and I can see a lot of optimism out there in the world, and I can see clients getting excited about getting out and shooting again and not having to worry too much about different COVID restrictions. Even I'm looking way in the future, not just in the summer months that are coming here. But where do you see Noravera heading? Do you see us gaining more employees as we go on? Do you see us working on different types of commercials, doing movies, any of this? So just would love to hear, maybe what you have planned for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's something I've been thinking on. Stop. Oh, that was my phone timer through to my watch. That was kind of cool.
That's a technology flex.
Technology right there.
Technology flex. My brother wears
that's
Apple
a first.
Watch.
It's something I've been thinking on the last like few weeks for sure, of like now that we are coming out of COVID and like the world's getting back to how it was. We're getting busy. We're getting a lot of requests, and it's exciting with that optimism and just trying to move things forward. But it's like from how we started this, like I didn't really have a plan, and I don't have a solid plan of where we want to go with this, but I know I see the passion in the team and what we're doing and continuing to grow. And just chatting with John earlier today of like, we're going to be working with Colin McRae, again, my mentor who helped me start this whole thing. He's now working with companies and leaders and executives on how to create vision and mission and all that. So that's going to be in the works in the coming weeks and months ahead. And I want to really bring the team in on that and come up with a plan of what we want to do. And I know that we're not going to be able to make everyone happy forever, but what are we going to want to do now to create the most fun and engaging place to work for
Right.
the team that's currently on board. And that's going to drive more work and more passion and more opportunity for not only us, but the clients that we're working with and the future people that we're going to bring on.
Absolutely.
And I'd love to see the team grow and just love to continue to improve on our systems and our processes, and me to get to continue to help mentor the team in a way, or just engage with as many people as possible and help tell their story.
Yeah.
But it's, just like if the team's wanting to get into more films, it's like, let's figure out how to get some budgets and make that happen. It's like, it's a business. So we have to figure out how to make money and get paid to be able to fund, to do things that we want to do, to be able to support everyone's lives. But it's like, and so far we've been able to do that with commercial work, and our work is getting better and better. And it's allowing us to have confidence to ask for bigger budgets, because we know all the inputs and things that it takes to make a really good commercial happen. And our clients see that in us. So it's
Right.
it's neat to be in that. I'm still like in the mental space of Brian and I just like going out and filming a $500 flash dance mob for a seniors residence in UBC. Sometimes
Right.
it's just like, it's pretty wild, the types of budgets and the types of projects that we're able to execute. And it's just, we filmed with Cubic Farms and Rex Marketing last week, and it's the first set I'd been on in quite some time, just with being at home with a 17-month-old and a now 8-week-old, 2 little girls.
Busy daddy.
Yeah, I haven't been out on set, and to be there and be like 35 people all working because of like just starting something and just going at it for every day for 9 years. It's pretty neat to see that, and I want that to continue, and I want to try to create as much opportunity for as many people close to me as possible to enjoy what they do and create a life at Noravera and outside Noravera that suits them best.
Yeah, it's definitely. I've seen Noravera grow to become, really top notch with their video production. So certainly can't be charging $500 for a shoot anymore. And it's just an interesting thing, because I know you've bounced back and forth a little bit with trying to find ways to maybe make shoots a little less expensive, a little less heavily produced, or else going the other way and just making sure that they're like the highest quality productions that are possible. And I think there's definitely space for both. Mm-hmm. I think that some content does not need to be highly polished, and then there's other content that absolutely needs to be the highest quality. And I'd be curious to know, like, if you think that higher production is going to be like a more engaging thing for the group, or if the group would like to do more of the run and gun kind of activities.
Yeah, I think higher production is, for our team anyways, is the direction that it feels like we're going. You have more, it gives you more time, and it like, you can be more creative. You can like have more inputs that can go into it, to more pieces to the puzzle that keep that, keeps you like the unknown, and you're working towards it and trying to like just put all the pieces together, and then you see that finished result. It feels like an accomplishment and a success, versus just, again, getting back to the weddings, like doing that same thing over and over and over again. So having budgets to put into something allows for more creativity and more opportunity.
I think that makes good sense. It's with more time, you can create something more special.
Yeah.
And obviously the team enjoys trying to make something that's memorable and impactful and evokes emotion.
Absolutely.
And just having a bit more time to concentrate, and a bit more talent to work with, and different camera angles to work with, and different sounds, different motion graphics and things. It can just really, the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
right.
It really is. And it comes down to like us running a business for people running a business. And it's like, how much do they have to spend on what we're doing as an element of likely what is a much larger marketing budget, or one piece in the wheel of how they're running their business. And it comes down to, is it worth the spend? And do we have the trust in you to execute something? But it's all about the ROI at the end of the day, because they have people to employ, and they have to be smart to not overspend on certain aspects and certain elements. And sometimes it is that real like run and gun, like TikTok strategy that is going to get more engagement and drive more ROI than it is a higher production.
Right.
But it's like I think it's just about getting that engagement and standing out among the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's when you do have that constant turnover of just content, it gets blurry. For sure. So there is going to be that need for high production. There's going to be that need for lower production as we move forward. That's as far as I can see.
Yeah. No, I think probably trying to, help our clients however as possible is going to be the way to go. And that's something that I've really noticed since coming on here, is that, the team obviously would love to just, have as many explosions as possible, and airplanes and helicopters going all over the place. But it really is collaboration with really making sense with the budgets that are available, mm-hmm. And having max impact while still keeping in while keeping the budget reasonable and realistic for the clients that we're working with, and still being able to put together something that we believe is going to be great for ROI.
Absolutely. It's like I'm in it for the long game. It's like if it doesn't seem like the right fit, or the budget isn't there to keep our team excited, and our clients don't have the budget to spend, I'm happy to refer them on to somebody else, because there's just so much opportunity and so much potential to create other projects and work with other people that I'd rather pass that on, them have a good experience, and then that relationship is still good, versus us taking it on and us not being happy with it because we're feeling overstretched, and that just turning negative, right? It's not worth that risk.
No.
It's just like, let's see what works at this time, and if it doesn't work to work with us, then go ahead and work with someone else. I wish you success. And I think that's like, be open, be transparent with people, and that's how the world works, right?
Yeah. Do you think that a video production company right now, video agency, it's a competitive market? Like, do you think that for people that are debating, you don't sound very intimidated by competition right now, I must say. Seems like there's lots of work out there. Do you think video is going to continue to be a pivotal, a very important type of content that is being created?
I do. It's a staple. You have the visual, you have the audio, you can transcribe it and turn it into text. It's the best and the most effective way to tell a story, and engage someone outside of face-to-face, now Zoom to Zoom, phone calls, audio. If you don't, and like, video allows you to hit a mass market and a large amount of people with one recording. So it's a big time saver for getting a message out there, and that's marketing, right? Versus like one-to-one sales. And that's what we do, and I think that's going to be there for a long time, especially with like internet speeds and 5G and everything coming out. Is just going to be more and more need for it, versus like spending that time to read and absorb information that way. But there again, will always be that, because sometimes I love to just read the news versus watch the news. So I don't see it going away anytime soon.
When would you prefer to read the news instead of watch the news? If I'm
like laying in bed or eating cereal. It's hard to listen with the crunch.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. Absolutely. You're on the same page. You must be my brother.
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's it is really, an absolute honor to be a part of the Noravera team, and it's been fun to see the culture that's been built here. I truly believe that the people are passionate here. I just have had 2 conversations already today, with the team just being stoked, with the teams that were with the partners that were partnered with marketing agencies in Vancouver, and the different great brands that we've been able to work with all over North America.
Yeah, it's been a fun year.
Yeah, and I don't see things slowing down at all, and that's certainly not my intention with coming onto the team. So yeah, it's great. And I know one thing that you've been chatting about over the last couple of weeks is really getting back to the company values, and you're just wanting to really make sure that we keep the culture strong and make sure, cultures, this type of work culture is not necessarily for everybody, but you want to make sure that people really identify and understand what the culture is here. Before they even decide to join the team, or if they change from this type of culture, just to make sure that everybody's kind of on the same page. Of course, their own unique people, but maybe you could just kind of mention what the company values are here at Noravera.
Yeah, it's our first company value is healthy body, healthy mind. Having gone through cancer a couple of years back and having that scare, it really made me realize like what's important in life. And I know that as soon as you're not healthy, or there's something there, you can't bring your mental game to be able to do the work that you want to do and you need to do. So that's a big one. Anything is possible is our second value, of just like, we can do anything. It's like our talented team. It just, make it work.
I really do think that we can do anything. It's quite amazing seeing some of the productions that we're a part of, and how well we're able to execute on it. But sorry, you carry on.
Oh, no worries. It's that's a big one. It's just like, again, being a small company, just being creative and moving things forward. It's how you have to take it. What are the other ones? We are family. That's like, it's so huge for me. It's like I want to create opportunity for the people that are working here, and it's people. It's not just the money and the system. It's like we've established real relationships, and I really feel that, and I hope the team does as well. Do the right thing is just make the right decision, and I think that's a real staple for us. Is just like, I don't want to be the one to make all the decisions. Like, so that just puts trust in the team to be able to make the right decision. And if they felt it was the right decision at the right time, I can't fault them for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, being a good person, and then enjoy the ride. It's like, we're making movies.
Yeah.
It's like, no one's dying. We're not doing surgeries or anything like that. It's like, let's enjoy what we do, have a good laugh, and make some awesome content.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that last one definitely resonates with me. And, sometimes we're so goal oriented and future focused, and it's like, just check in with yourself. Are you having fun today, right now? Or is this like,
there's always going to be some days that are harder than others, and
for sure.
you got to get through those, but like, it's got to be 80% of the time, it's got to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there any particular reason that you want, like, we are family, not like you and me, we're family. We are literally family. Yeah. But, I feel like you really understand the work-life balance, and you feel that you're building something special here. And almost by bringing people on, not only, of course, are they helping the company grow and become stronger, but you're providing people with a really high quality of life. I guess that's just more of a statement. I see a really high quality of life here for people that are working here at Noravera, and yeah, like, I think that the fact that you want to grow it, but still keep, and really, like, you're revisiting culture and making sure that you make it so that everybody's there, and you're bringing everybody that's currently on board. Who knows if they'll stay forever, but you have the intention of, like, let's make this for us, because we're family, and this is not just me that makes this work. And so
it's like, for me, money's not a real driver. It's like, money's a byproduct of doing what you love to do. And I know that creating a space and creating a place for people to love what they do, it's going to provide for my family. It's going to provide for them and create more opportunity for everyone on the team to live a good quality life. And that's my belief in how I'd like to do things anyway. It's not about the bottom line. It is, in terms of, like, just can't put things at risk to have it all crumble and not create any opportunity for anybody.
Right.
But it's it's just about trying to go through life as least stressful as possible, and do that for myself and as many people around me as possible. But that's my real driver, is just creating space and opportunity for others to do better. That's what fills my heart, for sure.
Well, I certainly think you've created a space here in Railtown that allows for that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been good. It's been ups and downs, and that's entrepreneurial life for sure. But
there will be more.
There will be more. But it's been fun, and stoked to have you on the team. That's for sure.
It's great to be on the team, and yeah, great to have my brother know kind of my skills, and kind of provide an opportunity there where I'd be able to flourish, and I really feel like I'm kind of breaking out of my shell here, and so looking forward to the upcoming year.
Yeah, for sure. And if it ever doesn't work out, you can be a great radio host. So.
I don't know about that. Feeling a little rusty, but I do appreciate that. Yeah. Well, on that note, I really really appreciate just hearing a little more. I know that we do have these discussions quite often about Noravera. It's something that, it's like your third baby, Noravera, and you really want to make sure to...
Fourth. Luna's there too.
Oh, I hope Luna's not listening. Luna, the golden doodle. No, but it's wonderful to get to hear a bit about the Noravera story, and of course, I'm quite familiar with it, but maybe lots of our listeners are not. And I'm really excited to see where the Noravera story continues to go, because I think it has a very exciting journey ahead of it as well.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Awesome. Well, hey, Geoff, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, no worries, man.
For those of you that are listening, please do make sure to check us out, or like and subscribe on.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell. Hit it. Yeah, on Spotify. We're on YouTube as well. Share it if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out others. There's probably something that's relevant out there for you. We've covered a wide range of things, all the way from company culture to our own films to how to tips for marketing. So lots of insight on the podcast, and feel free to reach out as well if you feel like you have some interesting insight for us as well. We'd love to have you on the show. So.
Yeah. Or if you just want to chat, we're always down.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Tape It Till You Make It, and we will see you, or you will hear or see us next week.
That's a wrap.